What you saw at the beginning of the video was us building one of these swarm traps, these boxes. When we sheathed out the inside of this half of the Quonset hut, the back wall, the end wall, had these odd shapes to it in a lot of places. And that meant we ended up with scrap pieces of OSB like this, actually several of them. We tried to be as efficient as we could in the design, and in this part of it, as we went from side to side, we were really efficient. We didn't waste any OSB at all, but the end wall just necessarily had some because of the odd shapes. So I thought even way back when we were doing that they would be great to take the scraps and make swarm traps out of them. So we made these, made 2 of them so far. We've got some more. I wanted to go ahead and build 2 of them, see what we needed, if we needed to make any adjustments before we built some more with some of the scraps. But these are based on Dr. Thomas Seeley's research and from the book that he wrote, which is Honeybee Democracy, which is, he's a Cornell entomologist that studies honeybees, and he spent a lot of time understanding swarm behavior. It's an incredible book, really, the study that he puts into the bees. But in the end, they found that swarms preferred certain size cavities. And in particular, when they did tests, if they were 12, 15 feet off the ground, south facing, had 1.25 inch opening in it, and had a volume about this size, the honeybees preferred it over other options, and they successfully captured swarms. So I wanted to build some that we could put on our property, both for our hives, should they swarm and we not be able to stop it, or if any neighboring farms have honeybees and they would swarm, we'd pick up some free bees. So this is all it looks like. We just took the OSB, screwed the sides together, used Gorilla Glue to hold these. We've got 8 frames in here because we use 8-frame hives, and these are deep frames. Put blocks in here, spacers on the side, just to hold these tight in place so that they don't shift when we're moving them, both putting them up and also when we take them down. And then we made just these little blocks of wood that should we capture a swarm at night, we could go in and just close this off and it would already be there. Then we'll just clear coat these. We're gonna put varnish on them, screw this down. Once the varnish is dry, screw this down. We've already got a frame on one tree out there that sits out, and we'll just put a tie down strap around this, hold it into place. We're gonna take the other one farther back in the woods, a little bit farther distance away. We'll see what happens. I mean, if we pick up some free bees this summer, that would be great. Well, this is what we did today. Amongst a few other projects, one thing we had to do is we're trying to design our own hive components, the proper hive components, not swarm boxes. So we figured out how to do the finger joints or box joints, whatever people call them. And you saw in the previous video that we made some deep frames, and we also made some medium supers. One thing I didn't think about, I always wondered why companies like Brushy Mountain and others put nails through these finger joints. Now I know. When you seal the outside of the hive components with varnish or paint, but you don't seal the inside, which is what most people recommend. That's what bees would find naturally if they went into a tree cavity. Obviously there wouldn't be any finish on the inside, it would just be bare wood. But when you do that, the bees have a lot of humidity inside of a hive. So this wood absorbs the humidity on one side but can't on the other. And what that does is when the wood starts to absorb, it's like a dry sponge, it expands. So you get a lot of hydraulic pressure on this surface and it starts to cause cupping. And what it was doing on our hives was popping these joints apart. So that was another thing we had to go do this morning, was drill some holes in here, countersink, put decking screws, and pull these back together. So hopefully, like I said, those are prototypes. We want to figure out how to do this and make a good design for our own as we expand our honeybees, the number of hives that we have. So we'll have to do that. I may try and do something with dowels. I think that might be a little bit more of an elegant solution. I'd prefer to use all wood and not use mechanical fasteners. All right, so that's what we're up to today, amongst other things. 1,000 subscribers to the channel. I still, I'm just humbled. It's really cool. We started this channel, had no idea or thought that many people would follow us and all of our random adventures out here and things we're doing. But it's neat. And the biggest thing is that has come of it is some of the communications and messages people following and sort of friendships long distance via YouTube has been really neat. And so to be a part of that community was another thing just did not expect when we started uploading videos. Well, we're getting hats made for the farm, and we did get them, but the embroiderer reversed the color. So we're gonna have to wait another 2 weeks, but I think we may do something. It's not like a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So once I get the hats, we'll show you. We'll do a video and upload it for that. All right, I want to end this video by showing you a video of Isaac, who's behind the camera. And he makes these incredible things with Legos. The kid's got an amazing mind for creative problem solving. So he's got motors and things that he got from Legos, but he made this boat the other day, figured out how to do remote control, and well, I'll let him explain it in the video. And I maybe from time to time I'll upload some of the things he does because they're just neat. Thanks again for watching this video. Again, to new subscribers, thank you. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next one here from St. Isidore's Farm. Until then, take care and God bless. So explain what you got here.
Turn the battery off, but this is the battery box. And the wire's going from there up to this, which is a receiver that takes controls from the remote. But there's two motors connected to the motor and the rudder. The rudder motor is right here. It's connected to a speed reducer that's connected to this gear that turns the rudder.
Okay.
And the other motor for the motor is right here.
So that motor can go backwards and forwards, so the propeller can go backwards and forwards, right?
Yes.
All right, and all of this because you don't have a servo, correct? Am I right on that?
It's
Which
really,
is why
with the speed reducer, it's just really easy to steer with this. Like I don't need a servo.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, let's test it.
Turn the battery on.
This was from a Lego train set, right?
Yeah, but it's all like you can use it together.
Oh, for other stuff. All right, cool. But this is your contraption here of how to control.
This is the rudder.
All right.
And this is just speed.
Okay.
Right to the rudder. It's a speed reducer. It's a worm gear, so the motor's actually moving really fast, but it just makes the rudder move very slowly.
All right, let's see your propeller go. All right, can you back it up? Genius, man. You're a genius.
Thank you.
That is awesome. I need to do more videos of these. This kid makes all kinds of, you constantly make cool things, don't you? Oh, well, I think they're very cool. That would be awfully humble of you. I'll say it. You don't have to. All right. That's cool.